Well, welcome to MissouriNet.com. I'm Bill Pollack, joined by Jason West, the Communications Director with MSHSAA. One of the two busiest weeks here in the month of March for this man as we get ready for March Madness and the Final Four basketball championships for the girls and boys in classes 1, 2, and 3. This is probably the craziest weekend of them all, right, Jason?
This is a fun one, and really on Thursday with having two venues going at the same time, it just adds to the I don't want to say madness, but it certainly adds to the funness of the festivities.
Yep, 3 classes, boys and girls. It starts Thursday at Hearn Center and Mizzou Arena. Games going on simultaneously, and let's preview. This is an interesting Final Four that we've got through all of these classes, and I'll call up the bracket here. We'll start just with we'll kind of work our way, I guess, from the evening back up to the noontime starts. But we'll look at the Class 3 girls bracket: Central Park Hills and Buffalo, Cardinal Ritter, and Boonville. This is a brand new group of 4 teams, Jason.
It is, and a variety of teams as well. Central Park Hills has only lost once this season. They beat Saxony Lutheran in the quarterfinal. Saxony was undefeated. That game went into overtime. Buffalo is a new school to the Final Four. I believe this is the first time their girls have made it. Had a young lady score 37 in the quarterfinal overtime win over St. James. Cardinal Ritter is a very athletic team out of St. Louis that has kind of cruised through the bracket so far. And then Boonville, a somewhat mid-Missouri team and undefeated on the year, is playing very well right now. So for the Class 3 girls, it should be a lot of fun to see who can come out of that bracket.
And those will be the late games, and those will be played at Hearn Center Thursday night, 6:40 and 8:20.
Mm-hmm.
Tip-off time for those. All right, let me bounce over to Class 2. In this Final Four, we have Crane and Skyline. That was the matchup last year with Crane winning the state championship 67-52 over Skyline. Those two teams are back here in the Final Four with a couple of new teams too.
Correct. Clopton makes a return trip. It's been 4 or 5 years since the Hawks have made it to the Final Four. They were runner-up, I believe, in 2009. They lost to Purdy in the championship game, so they're anxious to get back and try to improve on that performance. Crane is coming in, probably riding the highest of the 4 teams right now. People in this area may know Crane came in and defeated Rockbridge just a couple of weeks ago in one of the last games of the regular season. So they're playing very well. Northeast Cairo has been here before. They do have a title under their belt, but I think slightly unexpected for them. They're extremely excited to be here. Talking with their coach, Coach Roberts, last night, they're going to have a lot of fun and hopefully be fun to watch. Made big improvements as the year has gone by, and Skyline has performed very well this year and is no stranger to the Final Four. So they're looking to get back on get the gold ball.
Those 2 games will be at 3:20 and 5 o'clock on Thursday afternoon over at Mizzou Arena. And then Class 1, which will get started at noon and 1:40, will feature Naylor and Tuscumbia, and then Walnut Grove and Southwest Livingston County. And Walnut Grove is this is one of those things, Jason, that a town and a school probably goes through once in a generation. You kind of get a group of players that just come together, and Walnut Grove is going for something special this weekend.
That's right. They've got a group of girls there that have been for the last 3 years one of the powers in the state, regardless of class, and they'll be going for their 3rd straight title, starting with Southwest Livingston County on the day.
Now, Jason, while I go and get the bracket ready for the boys' side, can you talk about fans that are coming to this game and maybe they don't have a particular horse in this thing? They just want to come and watch basketball. How does that work if they want to bounce back and forth between Hearn Center and Mizzou Arena? Can you explain some of that, how this goes with this unique venue setup?
And that's one of the things that just adds to the ambiance of Thursday. We have the two facilities, Hearn Center and Mizzou Arena. They're right next door to each other. And for $8, you can see 12 basketball games on Thursday if you'd like. And so it doesn't matter which building you start at, you'll get a wristband and can go from building to building throughout the day as many times as you'd like, just for that one ticket price.
All right, that sounds good. All right, now let's go over to the boys, and let me call this up here. This is an interesting bracket here in the Class 3. You've got College Prep, Stratford, and Barstow. All three of those were in the Final Four last year. Cardinal Ritter was the state champ. They don't return. So you've got those three schools. College Prep, two of their wins by 2 points each, and then their district championship was over Cardinal Ritter by a point. This team knows how to win close games.
They really do, and beating the defending state champion by one in the district final is one thing, but then to go into overtime in the sectional and then come down to the final 10 seconds in the quarterfinal really shows that they know how to gut the game out and win in the end. But we have some other teams in there too. Central New Madrid County is making an appearance for the first time in quite a while, and they had a gutty performance themselves in their sectional game going into double overtime and beating Charleston, which is a perennial power in Class 3 as well. And 105-92 for a college game is unheard of, but to have that in a high school game too, that means you're putting some points up on the board. So it's going to be a fun bracket to watch.
Mizzou can't even do that in 3 games, let alone so. That's pretty
not
good.
yet. Not yet. They'll get there.
I know. I gotta stop ragging on them. All right, Class 2. Tell us a little bit about Scott County. First of all, they won in Class 1 last year, the state championship. But this program, I was just talking a few minutes ago about once in a generation. I mean, this program is amazing. Talk about what they're trying to accomplish this weekend.
Well, like we said, this is their first year in Class 2. They've been in Class 1 for several years, but due to some enrollments, their enrollment went up slightly and some others went down. So they're on the lower end of Class 2 now, but they'll be gunning for their 18th state title, which is the most in state history. So regardless of class, to be having 17 championships and one program really speaks to the tradition that they have and the love of the sport that they have at Scott County. And so they'll be trying for their 18th one, even though it's in a new class.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing run. And then Crane will be there. They've got the boys and the girls. That'll be a crazy weekend for that town.
Well, we're hoping so. We're certainly hoping the last one can turn out the lights on their way up to Columbia. But both of those programs have had a great year. Both have had some adversity to work through on the floor and off, and have done a great job with that. And that Crane certainly should be proud of how their student athletes have performed this year in making it back to Columbia for both boys and the girls.
Scott County and Crane will tip off at noon, and then at 1:40 it'll be Canton and Mid-Buchanan in the other bracket, and then we'll go to Class 1 as we wrap up our preview. Meadville, the runner-up to Scott County last year, they come into this game now 30-0. They'll take on Advance with a record of 18-9, and then the late game will be Leeton against Winston. So some good matchups here too.
Exactly, and the excitement level for these games, I think, will be pretty high. 3 out of the 4 teams, this is going to be their first trip, or 2 out of the 4 teams, with Leeton and Winston being their first trip to the Final Four. Advance hasn't been here since 1975 when they won the title, so it's been quite a few years since they've been to the Final Four, and they're pretty excited to be here as well.
It'll be a great weekend. Jason, for anybody that has questions about tickets or getting tickets, where's the best place for them to go? To
purchase tickets, we'll have there at the arena, both at Hearn Center and at Mizzou Arena on Thursday. Shouldn't be any problem getting tickets in, or ticket lines or anything like that. We open the doors an hour before tip, so about 11 o'clock each day. Gates will open both at Hearns and at Mizzou, and again, $8 per person, ages 6 and up, and you can see as many basketball games as you can fit into a day.
It'll be a lot of fun. You're going to see teams that are going for unbelievable records, teams that are there for the first time, haven't been there in a long time, getting a great mix, and you'll see some great basketball. So here's what we'll do at MissouriNet.com. Attached with this story is we've got the schedule for that first day. So if you're going to try to check in as much basketball as you can bounce around and check out the schedule for you. You can print it out, and you'll be set and ready to go, and then get your game program there once you're at either Hearns or Mizzou Arena.
Exactly.
All right, well, Jason, hang in there. I know a busy week for you. It'll be crazy, but we'll be there supporting you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bill.
All right. Thank you, and thanks for watching us at MissouriNet.com.